So these are my own thoughts on both legal or illegal immigration. So first, let me just say, in the perfect world, we could all hold hands and sing Kumbaya, and everyone could live and move wherever they wanted to, and everyone would have stuff, enough stuff. No one would have to be overtaxed, and no one would have to, you know, work the system and take from others and cause more tax or cause any other people any other problems. Everybody would just get along and everyone would agree with each other. But wait a minute, we don't live in that world. We're far from living in that world. Humans have to evolve a lot more, and actually I would even say that humans would have to become something more than human. We would have to become some kind of transhuman, and we'd have to live in a renewable world with unlimited everything. And yeah, we would be much more rational and much less emotional. And you know what? Humans are just the opposite. We are highly irrational, highly emotional, and we know very little. What our minds tell us is usually just the opposite of what reality is. And our own lived experience cannot convince any other person of their beliefs that their beliefs are wrong. Because in this reality, beliefs override facts, and that's just a fact. Unfortunately, I must say. I much rather live in a world based in facts and without religion, without belief systems, without politics. I'd much rather live in a world where everybody is completely 100% honest with each other and completely honestly fair and just more human than humanly possible. But because we don't live in that world, and because we are taxed, and because there's a limited amount of resources, a limited amount of everything, basically, we live on a finite planet. Hey, I'm not here to kid anyone. I'm not here to put on any kind of political falseness or anything. I'm a very honest person. So if you don't like honesty, you won't like me at all. And I won't like you at all, because I hate people who are dishonest, who lie. I'm very truthful. Matter of fact, I'm actually too truthful for this reality. I'm too truthful for this time that I'm here on this planet, actually. I will tell you exactly how things are. I have no books to sell. I have nothing I'm selling. I'm just me. And the facts are the reality that I see, and I don't pretend anything different. So first, let me just say this. I'm not going to tell you that I know 100% every single thing I say is true, because I can't possibly know that. Yeah, I do spend a lot of time looking at things from both sides, and I try not to pick any side, and I try to see things as realistically as humanly possible. And with that said, my thoughts on, first of all, on people coming here from the Middle East, I would say absolutely not. I don't agree with letting anybody over here from the Middle East for obvious reasons. Again, I'm very truthful and honest, and truthfully and honestly, they live in a very different culture and a very different world. And let's just say that you cannot convince someone of your way of life, even if your way of life is considered more freer, then let's just say people who have a belief system where their beliefs tell them they must convince others of their beliefs, and they must convince others to live the way they believe, and that is the absolute law of their land. And yeah, they're not afraid to use the death penalty, including stoning and hangings and all other such things. So with just that little bit of information, I'd say absolutely not. They should not be allowed here. And Trump has absolutely every right to ban anyone he wants to if he thinks it's going to make America safe. And also, the reason he chose those countries that he did is those are the countries that Obama has been bombing for the past 8 years, and they have no real government. They have no real system of knowing who's who and what's going on. They have fake passport machines. So anyone coming from those countries can very easily obtain a fake passport. So you have no way to know who these people are at all whatsoever. So absolutely, I would not let those 7 countries in here that Trump is trying to ban. It's very dangerous. Again, I must tell you that these people, you have no way to document these people. They come from failed states. These states have been bombed into oblivion. They have no real government. They have no real checks and balances. They have no real passports. Everything's fake. They get all this stuff, all this paperwork, all these passports are fake, and they come over here and they want to what? Sponge off of us and take our money and make taxes go up? I don't think so. And tear down our infrastructure. You can only imagine. No way. Of course the elites want that, because the elites want everyone to be living in poverty while they live in their blocked off mansions with high fortresses and walls like the Vatican or something. Of course they don't want walls for anyone else to have walls, because they want to be the only ones that have the walls. So yeah, build the wall. Keep these people out. California is broke, from letting so many of these illegal aliens into their state. They can't even afford to pay pensioners anymore. So yeah, not only would I deport all the illegals, I would deport their children as well. I don't care if they were born here. What other country does that? What other country does that besides the U.S.? I bet you would have a really hard time finding any other country, especially any country in Europe, any Australian country, any European, any Asian country. None of those countries will allow you to go there and squat poop a kid out. And guess what? Now you have rights like everybody. Now, you're a citizen. I don't think so. I say pack them all up, move them all out of here. If the kid is under 18, they need to go with their parents back to wherever, Guatemala or Mexico or whatever. I don't care. Why should it be our burden? Why should it be our tax burden? Why should we have to pay for all this bullshit? They come here and most of them work under the table, and they're not even paying in the system. And even worse than that, they're taking more money out of our system than they put in. Again, why do you think California is so broke? They can't even afford to pay their pensions. They're so broke that they have to make taxes and car taxes so much higher now that pretty soon no one will be able to afford to have a car in California. Can you imagine what that'd be like, living in California without a car? I don't think so. It would be virtually impossible, especially if you're in a rural area. So yeah, I say pack them up and pack them out. Get them all out of here. Again, resources are finite. And I don't want my taxes going up anymore. I pay enough as it is, and I'm sure nobody else does either. That's just my rant for now. Take care.